Hi everybody, this is Julie with Just Julie, and so technically I don't have to weigh in every week now because when you make it to lifetime you just weigh in monthly, but I think that may be null and void because last week I weighed in and I was a half a pound over my lifetime goal, so I had to pay. But anyway, I didn't go to weigh in is what I'm trying to say, but I did weigh in at my sister's and I am down 0.8. But not officially on the books. But yes, I weighed in and I kept track of where I was before to where I was now. So now I am back to my goal weight again. So that's good news. So a few days ago, I talked about how we had decided that we're going to purchase a home because they kept pushing out the date for us to move into the rental that we were going to do. We were going to rent and then build. So what we decided to do is buy a home, a smaller home. We're going to live in that while we're building our home. And then we'll rent out the home that we're in now, if that makes sense. So it's just basically we bought an investment property is what we're doing. I think I also mentioned that I was having a hard time getting my deposit back from the property management place because they were saying, well, you decided not to move in, so you forfeit it, and it says non-refundable. I'm like, no, you guys changed the date, and so I think that changes things. And she said, no, that date is flexible. And I go, no, nowhere on your website does it say flexible. It says move in date. And I said, you don't understand all the steps we've done. I had to go get renter's insurance. I had to schedule to have the lights turned on. I had to schedule to have movers come. I had to schedule to have the pods delivered. So I said, we've done a lot of legwork. So she just said, well, let me talk to the owner. And I said, well, I'm not sure why you need to talk to the owner because you collected the deposit and you guys have it in escrow now. It's not with the owner. And she goes, well, ultimately it's his decision because it is his money. I mean, I'm sure they get a portion of it. But anyway, she talked to him and he said no. So I asked her to reconsider. She said no. So I was talking to this gal online. I'm part of a women's Christian group online. And I said, does anyone happen to be a property management place to homes? My sister's a property management place to apartments, which I think is the same rules. But I wasn't sure and I just wanted to check. She said, yeah, no problem. She goes, send me the form and I'll read it over and let you know if you have a chance. So she read it over and she goes, oh yeah, you have a chance because they changed the date. So anyway, I talked to the property management place again. And she still refused to not give us the money. And so the gal was so nice that I didn't even meet before online. She goes, I'll write up a letter. She goes, I'll write up a letter that will cause them to give you your money back. I'm like, okay. So I read the letter and it was very to the point. It just said, you promised this date. You didn't live up to your end of the bargain and you're still needing to push out the date further. Therefore, we're having to relocate and not move in. We would like our full deposit back. And if you don't, I'll take you to small claims court. And I'm like, I don't like threatening people and I don't like lawsuits and I don't want to be involved in any of that. But she said, she goes, the gal said, I don't think it's going to go there. I think once you say that, they're going to be like, hold up. Here's your money. Because nobody wants, over $1,200, nobody wants to go to court over that. And I'm like, I know this might sound crazy, but I actually got upset, visibly upset. Like I was starting to cry because I don't want to sue someone. Like that is not in my nature. I don't want to do that. I just want to believe in the good. But I do understand that's why lawyers are out there because sometimes you aren't treated fairly. So I sent the letter. And I didn't hear anything back because I said, you have 48 hours to respond. And she responded the next day and said, we still don't feel it's right to give you back your full refund, which I feel that they should have, but nonetheless. And she said, but the owner has reconsidered and would give you half of your deposit back. And both my husband and I had discussed it and we're like, if we get half back, that'd be great. Because we did sign a non-refundable form, but the other gal was saying, I don't care if you did or not, they changed the date and that changes things. She said they should have given you a new form then with a new move-in date is what they should have done if it changed. So she said he's willing to give you half the money back. And so I was like, you know what, that sounds like a reasonable fairness for both of us. It's a fairness for the owner, it's a fairness for me. But I will say, I went online. They already have it posted. They have applications pending, and they pushed out the move-in date again. And I was like, oh, you guys are stinkers. So anyway, that's all done and resolved. We put in an offer on a home, and they accepted it. So that's all well and good. But we did get a counter back. And what had happened was when they initially listed the home, they said, hey, it comes with washer and dryer and the mounted flat screen TV. We're like, great. Because the home was a bit more pricey than the other homes by quite a lot, actually. I mean, it was like a $25,000 difference. So it was quite a lot. But we thought with those added things, and she did have really nice, she had custom paint and upgrades and all that. And I thought, okay, well, whether it was worth $28,000 or $25,000 more, probably not. It was probably worth about probably $15,000 more. Anyway, nonetheless, we offered because we knew we'd be covered. Because once you do the appraisal, if it doesn't appraise for that, then and we're doing a VA loan, so they're pretty strict. So if it doesn't appraise for that, we're covered anyway. Because they're going to say no, we're only going to give you this much, and then we'll decide what to do at that point. Well, she countered back and said, no, sorry, the washer and dryer wasn't included, even though it was listed right on the listing that this is included. So what I think happened is that the listing agent made a mistake and said that it was included when it really wasn't. So that was fine because they were front loader washer and dryers, and she'd had them only for 18 months and has a receipt to prove that. She's only a single woman. So she's like, if you want to buy them for $500, I'll sell them to you. I'm like, $500 for front loaders that have only been used by a single woman. She's in her 50s, I think. And so she doesn't have much laundry for a single woman. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy them for $500. That's a really good deal, actually, for front loaders. So, but then she also added a few other things. Okay, so she said we have 7 days to get the inspection done, but the only day that you're allowed to go into her house is on a Monday, because that's the day that works with her work schedule. I'm like, so we really don't have 7 days. We really have 1 day, technically, and I have to find someone that can fit into that 1 day. And then she wanted to, normally when you close a home, you take possession upon closing, but she wanted to take possession 3 days after closing. And I don't know if I told you, but my son's a real estate agent, but this is literally his first sale is my sale. So he's still learning the ropes. And so I contacted our previous gal that sold our home for us. I wanted someone a little bit more experienced to sell our home. And she said, just be mindful of that. She goes, it could work, but be mindful that the minute the house closes and you guys take possession, you now are landlords. And if she's not ready to move out in 3 days, you now are going to be in a position where you have to go to court to evict her. And I'm like, gosh, I hope it wouldn't get to that. I mean, she's a professional woman. But on the other side of it, I'm like, okay, we made this offer and we said we'll be in within 30 days. Like in my head, I'm like, why can't you move within 30 days? Like we moved within 30 days. Once we got the deal, we're like, okay, pack it up. Let's do this. And we were out. We didn't stay there any longer than we were supposed to. So we're going to counter that and say we want to be in the home upon closing. And hopefully that doesn't kill the deal. But if it does, then that's not my deal to be had. That's how I'm going to kind of look at it. I could say, yeah, well, 3 days isn't a big deal. But on the other hand, I'm like, I already kind of feel like we overpaid a little bit to begin with. So if it didn't happen, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. So that's where I'm at. And that's the news that I have for this week. I hope you guys are having an amazing week and that you're on track, that you're resisting temptations and just having a great week. So today I'm having a barbecue. I'm picking up my grandbaby and we're going to a barbecue because my mom and brother are in town. So it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.